Hello, welcome to Young Valley Leaders Season 2, where we feature the upcoming movers and shakers in your backyard making it happen for themselves and our community. I'm Lewis Holzman, your host, and today I'm here with Kendal Conrad.
Hello.
Hello. Kendal, it's been a pleasure. We kind of just talked about this, meeting and passing over the years, but haven't really got a chance to really sit down. So I'm really looking forward to digging in to learn more about yourself, your career, your journey. A musician, singer-songwriter, leader of the pack, has millions of views and streams. And then you've certainly played with some of the biggest and best in the country scene, but certainly footprints all around the Lehigh Valley and beyond, catching you out on a variety of different types of stages, music fest, bars, restaurants, private parties, but also business events. I've seen you at chamber events, doing your thing, networking there, moving and grooving, because obviously the business is a side of just the artistry as well, and that needs to be brought together. I look forward to hearing more about how you're doing that. So thanks for joining us here today, and go Birds!
Go Birds!
Go Birds!
Go Birds! I said the fit needed to be seen.
Yes.
I was like, I'm so glad there's cameras. Like, this is amazing. You look amazing. Go Birds, go Saquon, the whole team.
Champs.
They killed it.
They did.
They killed it. I was like, my mom and I, we were just screaming in the living room.
Yes.
Like, it was an amazing game.
It really was. I
I'm
was
so
not
happy.
expecting a blowout like it was.
No, but I wasn't mad about it.
Oh, not at all.
I wasn't mad about
Put him
it.
in the dirt. Like that one hit when Patrick Mahomes got like hit and then fumbled the ball too. Like that was just like, he destroyed him.
Crazy game. Crazy game, but amazing game. I'm happy for them.
Happy for them too. But hey, that's not what we're here. We're here to talk a little bit more about you. So I just want to jump in a little bit. Like, what led you to the Valley? Because you're not originally from the Valley, right?
No,
so
I am not.
what was your journey just like being here, getting to this point?
It's funny because I gigged and played in bars and restaurants, like you said, growing up in Pottstown and around the area. But it was really the Valley that gave me my biggest opportunities and my biggest shots.
Okay.
So first opening act for a national headlining act that was a big deal was Phil Vassar.
Okay.
At the Music Fest Cafe.
Cafe.
I was like 18 or 19.
Wow, okay.
And Music Fest and Arts Quest gave me a shot. I had no prior experience in that kind of setting. So they took a chance, Lehigh Valley took a chance on me, and I did it, and the rest is history. So that kind of
just a couple blocks from where we're sitting right now.
It's crazy. And then Civic Theater of Allentown.
Yep.
I was cast as Holly Golightly in Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Wow.
And it was probably at the time my biggest role I had ever gotten. I was a theater major, and I had great roles at Ursinus College where I went to school. But
shout out Ursinus.
Yes, Collegeville.
Yep.
But I had never gotten a big role like that. So Civic Theater of Allentown, shout out to them for giving me a shot again.
Civic does some awesome productions.
Yes.
Like for the area.
Top
and,
tier.
It really is.
Yeah, the talent over there is incredible. And amazing people, too. I love working with them.
Such a great resource for our community.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Just the historic theater nature of it, too, is beautiful.
If anybody has not been in that theater, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And look up at the ceiling, and it's amazing. But so, like, all these cool things kept happening for me in the Valley. And so, this light bulb went off, and I was like, I felt very welcomed and appreciated and seen, and, like, just supported, to be honest. So I just kept on coming up here.
That's incredible, and that's a big part of a community, right? Whether it's where you're originally born or where a place that you're calling home for that span of life. The people that are around you, the businesses, the opportunities that kind of bring you in and give that support system to allow you to flourish and go out there and figure out, like, I want to do this, but how am I going to do it? Piecing it together one by one by one. And so now, fast forward, I don't know exactly how many, but 10, 12, 15 years, you probably have built not just a channel with Music Fest, but have a good Music Fest Cafe and Arts Quest, but they have like a lot of stuff that goes on here. And I imagine that's a relationship you've been able to really deepen and go back to do other things, but then meet other people in those time frames that just allow you to fan out further and further.
Yeah. I mean, I've said since I was like a little kid that music is how I converse. So I don't use my speaking voice. I really sing. That's how I talk to people. So me performing, and whether it's, in a theater production or it's solo acoustic, or I'm singing to tracks because I want it to be a bigger sound, any kind of thing like that, it's led me to meeting so many different people and so many opportunities. And, I don't think that me just myself going to networking events alone and speaking to people. That is not my forte.
Sure.
It never has been.
But you do it.
I do it. That's true. And I've met and seen you at multiple events of this doing the same thing. But I know it's not my bread and butter, and it's like when I really connect with people and people see me and, feel connected to me, it's through my performing. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's a networking machine all its own, really.
Yeah. So bring us back a little bit. You mentioned, your singing voice, not your talking voice. And, like, when did you realize that's how you connect with people? I'm assuming as a child it started to come forward, but when did you realize that? And then what made you, like, grab onto, I want to pursue this passion, make this my career?
It's funny. So I was in the choir in elementary school. And I was in like the 3rd grade, 4th grade, whatever. And all of the 5th graders would get all of the solos every year because that was, the leading grade, 5th grade, and then you go to middle school. Mm-hmm. So auditioned, and I was in the 4th grade, and I got a lead solo over all the 5th graders.
Let's go.
And so it was Part of Your World from The Little Mermaid.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, on the younger end, and I did it, and I had good like reception from the crowd, and just fell in love with it. Like, I don't know, it connected with me. I connected with it. Like, something with music just kind of freed me, as weird as that sounds. I was a very shy kid. I'm not very social. And so something with singing and music and getting up on stage, I could talk to people without talking to people, and kind of express myself, really, in a whole different way that I had not had prior to that. So I was like, I need to do this again, basically, when I had that opportunity. So, it really started at like 3rd or 4th
That's amazing.
grade. Yeah.
Because so many people definitely don't have that pull so early on in life. I mean, we get released into this world at like 18, 19. A lot of us were like, what? So to have that so early on from a direction standpoint is so critical, and probably a large part to why you're so steadfast on where you are today and continuing to grow that.
Yeah, it's been a big part of me and who I am since I was like really little. So I always tell people, if you can go without it, or like if you don't need, like I don't know what I would do if I couldn't sing or if I didn't have music. Like, people ask, like, what would you do if you weren't, I don't even know. I don't even have an answer to that.
You don't
question.
need to know, because you're doing what you're doing.
Like,
your life's purpose is here, so you're pushing it. Was a guitar always in your hand, or did that come a little bit after the fact? I think I read, just kind of prepping for this, in one of your more recent albums, you did a little bit of a throwback, did a shoot at Liberty High School, and you used the Martin that was from your high school times, just as part of that. Yeah,
I thought that would be cool to bring that out and do the shoot with the guitar that I kind of like learned on and taught myself. So I taught myself how to play guitar in high school.
Cool.
And I really wanted to be like Taylor Swift. That's kind of what drew me to.
Big Swiftie?
Big Swiftie. Still a big Swiftie since high school.
Nice.
I really liked that she was my age, and her entire debut album, she co-wrote every song and played guitar herself. And I think I saw her on Nashville Star one of the first times, and she was up there alone with her guitar, and it was very powerful for me. She didn't need anyone. She stood up there and sang a song. I wrote this. I'm going to play guitar. I don't need anyone. And so that kind of spoke to like my own sense of independence and wanting to be unique and stand alone. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, I can teach myself how to play guitar. I don't need a guitarist. I can write my own songs. I don't need any outside stuff with that. I can write kind of what I'm feeling. And it's all me. The whole thing is me. So, which can be scary too, because the whole thing is me.
Yeah, right.
But I like that a lot. So that's kind of what led me to the guitar. I did not start wanting to play guitar or even noticing guitar or thinking that I could. That came way later.
Nice. So Taylor being a major influence, any others notable to shout out, and whether they're musicians or maybe other people, and whether it's life or a more organizational or management aspect that allowed you to push, toss some ideas out there.
This is a weird choice for me because I'm pop country, but I always cite Whitney Houston.
Okay.
As
classic, so.
She's almost a bigger influence on me than Taylor. Just because she's the first artist I was obsessed with and wanted to sound like and be like, and I knew every song. I knew the deep cuts.
Wow.
Watched all the movies, Waiting to Exhale, like down like all of everything. And I there was something about her voice that spoke to me. I would listen to her stuff and be like, I feel like this. I want to be like this. I want to make other people feel the way that she's making me feel when I'm listening to these songs. So, she's a huge inspiration for me.
Love that. It's a good one to pick.
Yeah. Iconic.
Iconic, for sure. You mentioned like with the guitar and being able to do it yourself and has its positives. It's also a little scary in that way. Do you do everything yourself? Like, do you have a management team or a team behind you to help with anything, booking, logistics, or are you just like, this is me and we're going all in on this and mom, dad, help me do X, Y, Z? Maybe, I don't know.
So, like, not that I'm like wouldn't hire a manager or anything like that. I never found the right fit.
Yep. That's
and
critical.
I've taken many meetings and many Zoom calls and things, and just nothing really clicked. So I didn't really push the issue. When I was starting out, my dad would help me set up all my equipment and run my sound for me, and then my mom would book all of my shows for me. And now I mostly do it all myself. My mom still helps me. My dad quit because he wasn't getting paid by me. He's like, I quit. I'm done with this. And that was kind of around when I graduated from Ursinus. He was like,
still pretty early on though. I mean,
but he was like, you have a degree, and I think that I quit now. Like, it's all you're going to make it happen for yourself. Yeah. And so he taught me how to operate all of this stuff and downsize the speakers because they were very heavy.
Yep.
So I have smaller little K8s that I can carry myself. And
very cool.
So they really, my parents really supported me from the beginning. And
critical.
And even now I joke about it, but like even now if I needed my dad to
I'm
come,
sure they're your biggest fan.
He would be there. Yeah. He would be there.
100%.
So
100%.
So it's basically just been me and my parents this whole time.
I love that. That's how it should be. It really is. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people following you, right, and continuing to follow you. So it's more than just your parents, but talk about that small nucleus of that core support system that for anybody that pushes you into those directions. Then that starts to fan out more and more as the notoriety comes, and I'm sure you've experienced that with millions of views and thousands of followers and things like that, and turning into we'll get into this a little bit later, but able to launch some other things from an influencer standpoint and a blogger. So it allows different opportunities and cracks and crevices to open then.
Yeah, absolutely. It does. It leads to so many different things as long as you keep your options and your mind open to it, being receptive to different things that maybe like you haven't done before or whatever, but it's a good opportunity, so you should take those things.
Definitely. Any events, projects, initiatives that you're working on or that are upcoming that you're really excited about and you want to share?
I don't know if we're going to talk about this later, but
it could be now.
But I'm attempting to sing the national anthem at all 30 major league ballparks.
Cool.
And then the entire month of January, I realized that I had performed the anthem once a week for the entire month of January. And I was like, well, let's see if I can do it for the entire year and see if I can hit, I guess it would be 52, and see if I can hit that many anthems and see if I can book one a week, which is becoming difficult because I'm looking at the weeks over the summer. There's a lot of weeks in the summer.
There's a lot of weeks.
There are a lot of weeks in the year, and then
absolutely.
I'm like, am I going to get an anthem the week of the Christmas week? Like, how is that? So I'm trying not to like look too far out because I'm like panicking a little bit. I'm like, am I going to make this happen? But so that's something that I've been working on for this year, just because I think it's cool and different. It speaks to my artist self. I'm like, this is cool. This is unique.
How many are you at right now?
I'm at number 8, and then I'm going to do number 9 tonight.
Okay. Where are we singing tonight?
It's at Lehigh, Southern Lehigh High School, and it's for the Colonial League semifinals.
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
Very cool.
So I'm excited about that. So it's just, and it's getting the opportunity to see all these different places, and I've been traveling because of it. I think I'm going to be at 5 NBA national anthems, and I'm at 7 for Major League Baseball,
Wow.
and I've done Major League Soccer, and like all of these different sports and different regions of the country that I've gotten to go to.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where should I go next? And I'm like, maybe I should sing in every state.
Be pretty close.
Yeah, it's just how can I make this crazier than it is right now? So super excited about that, and always looking to put out. Hopefully, we'll see, fingers crossed, an acoustic version of a song that I had previously posted when I was in my teens
Wow,
on my
bring it
social media.
back.
And I'm like, I kind of want to unearth this and put it out into the world again.
That's
so
beautiful.
That might be coming.
And that's all part of life and the journey that you can create for yourself in general, but certainly as you are an entrepreneur, a business person, musician, to be able to take that artistry and project down there, it's truly yours. You get to mold that how you shape it and how you feel. Definitely want to jump more back into that. Maybe a little bit back on the national anthem and some of your travels here as we come back into our second session. We're going to take a quick break here. Lewis Holzman with Kendal Conrad on Young Valley Leaders, and chat soon. All right, we're back. Lewis Holzman here with Kendal Conrad on Young Valley Leaders. We've been talking about her journey as a musician, as a singer-songwriter, the passion that's pushing into the people here to grace our ears with some awesome pop country, but also lots of different travel, lots of different experiences, going after 52 national anthems this year. We'll see how. I think you're going to do it. I think you could double up on a week, so you don't have to worry about the Christmas or holiday stuff.
I could, but then I don't have the once a week title. Like, that's my thing, Lewis. I'm
There's
like, then I lose that.
There's semantics. So, but thinking about some of that, there's also a lot of amazing things that you're doing that isn't exactly tied to the musicianship and to that portion of the career. You're a influencer, foodie, blogger,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Kendal's Bites.
Yes, all of the above.
Talk to us about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I became an influencer during COVID, of all times to become an influencer. So I'm sitting at home with nothing to do like the rest of us, and I'm looking at all of my social media accounts, and I forget how many I had at the time. Now I think I'm pushing 60,000 on.
Collective.
So I have this huge like base of community and people that when I post will see what I'm doing. It's just virtual. It's not live.
Right. Right.
So I'm looking at this audience, and I'm like, how can I still speak to people? So I started doing Facebook Live shows during COVID, and then I started promoting local restaurants and places that were still doing takeout to support them.
Love it.
Like, go get takeout.
Really needed it at that time.
They really did.
Yeah.
The restaurants were hit so hard. And I'm a food lover. My grandfather owned a restaurant. Like, super passionate about a good meal, talking over a good meal. So
nothing like it.
So I started promoting places that still had takeout and we're still, even like manufacturing. But like, I think I teamed up with a local chip company. It was not hers. I forget. Maybe it was Martin's, to say like, go to your grocery store and go get some Martin's snacks. And so it started with that and utilizing this network of people that I had virtually. So that was not on my bingo card at all for my life bingo card. So now I'm sitting here and it's become a real side hustle for me, where it's definitely a part of my brand, and what I do is promoting and supporting restaurants and companies and brands that I like on my pages. And, it's cool getting to sift through things that I want to promote and things that I'm passionate about and things that I think other people should know about, and getting to like highlight things on my page and basically spread the word about things that people might not know about. And one of the coolest things is when people come up to me and they're like, oh, I went to, blah, 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 because I saw you post about it and it was so cool, and I wouldn't have gone if you hadn't posted about it.
Yeah.
So just like it's really cool. It's really cool for me.
That is incredible. And I imagine it started with you going to places and posting and talking about them and hyping them up.
Right.
And now it's evolved to places coming to you and being like, hey, can we work together in some type of way?
Right. Right. Now it's people DMing me and
Yeah.
emailing me, and like instead of the other way around, instead of just organically, which I still do.
Sure.
But now, like, I love people who come to me and they're like, hey, we could really use the press. We could really use, like, can you come and post about us? So I love that too. I love all the above. It does. I don't care where or how it happens. Just if it's cool, if the food's good, the drinks are good, like, love it. I'm there for it.
So bring some of that out, whether it's food, fun, events. Like, what do you do for fun in the Valley? Best kept secrets, hidden gems. Like, where are your spots?
Where are my spots?
Or what do you like to do outside of music? And maybe that's not a lot outside of that, but
just eat. I like to eat. Food is a hobby for me. I don't cook or bake or do any of that.
But you just eat it, though.
I just eat the food.
Which is incredible.
I'm an appreciator.
It's an important part of it.
I'm an appreciator of food, Lewis. Yeah, so that's where it ends. I like to admire a good looking plate.
Presentation is a lot.
That's key.
You eat it with your eyes before it goes in your mouth.
Yeah, that's key. That's key. A good, nicely plated meal is great. That's like you want that. But I'm trying to think of stuff right now. Like, it changes depending upon seasons and my mood and everything. But I will say, if you haven't gotten the just because I was just there, the pasta flights at Pat's in Bethlehem.
Shout out Pat's.
Really cool. Really cool
I've been
concept.
there, but not for the flights. I've heard
cool.
about it.
It's go hungry and you will still have leftovers.
Okay.
It's cool. It's so cool. It's so unique to the Valley.
Yeah, that is unique.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool.
It's like a little BYOB spot too.
It
right?
is.
Yeah.
Yo.
I'm a fan of BYOB
Yep.
spots.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you can bring your beverage of choice.
Right.
Yeah. It's really it's a cool experience. So I would highly recommend that. Just
Pat's on West Side, Bethlehem
Yo.
on Union Boulevard, I think.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But that's a good one that you'd be like, wow, I didn't know this was in the Valley.
Yeah.
But like I like Alibi on the South Side.
Nice.
They have like probably I think the craziest drinks.
They do got a good drink menu.
I mean,
for sure.
I mean, you're entertained by those cocktails.
They're creative.
Like
presentations on point.
Oh my God, it's worth it just to go over there and see them like come out with some weird like smoking, like I don't even know how they do it.
Yeah.
And they're all different colors and things. So like there's so many great spots.
Yeah,
in the Valley.
they did a nice renovating that spot as well from the previous establishment.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely, there was that Alibis here on the South Side.
Yeah, the ambiance is cool. Like it's a cool spot.
What part of the Valley do you hail from, or at least hail in at the moment? Like, don't need an address, obviously, but like,
where I spend most of.
Yeah, like where you like spend a lot of time.
Probably so. Where I am in Pottstown. I love Easton, but it's an entire like solid hour drive.
It is.
Me.
It really is.
It's a hefty drive.
It's like the mental checklist is similar to what I have to do to go to Philly. Like I'm just in Allentown. It's like the same.
Yep. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. So while I would like to spend more time in Easton, I don't like driving to Easton. Easton, I still love you, but the drive is not. So
the restaurant scene there, I will say though, is the top notch in the Valley. I believe like they do have it going on. I'll give them that.
Oh my God! And there's so many different kinds of food, like incredible
and all walkable, very close.
Sumo sushi in Allentown. I want to bring that. Hidden gem. More people need to talk about it.
Again, the presentation.
That's what I was just gonna say. The sushi is phenomenal, but like. And you have no idea. There's no like posters or anything.
That's just in a strip mall. Like
so, you go in and it's unassuming.
Yep.
And they bring out the sushi over ice in these like neon light up, like what, like little
tray things.
Yeah, it's like what, and they're all different colors. The presentation is 10 out of 10 there, and it's like you would never know.
And the fish is good too.
Which,
it's so good. Is important as well.
They got a full menu.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. So that's a good one. But I do think I tend to gravitate towards Bethlehem for whatever reason. So shout out to Bethlehem.
Shout out to Bethlehem when I'm sitting here right now. So obviously you got a lot going on career-wise, but certainly spending a lot of time just enjoying life in the different events and friends and family. How do you balance all of that? And does it even maybe blur together a little bit because your business is you and you're kind of on the clock, your own clock all the time?
Yeah.
Like how do you balance that to make sure you have enough time for just you as well as giving it to the other people that are closest?
Yeah. I mean, it's it's weird because I'm never really like you were just saying, like off.
Right.
So it's like constant. Like I'm doing stuff at like 9:00 at night, sending emails, coming up with ideas for things. So sometimes I do need to force myself to stop. Like stop. Like this needs. Like you just you started it early in the morning. Like you need to like take a break in order to be more effective, I think. Because sometimes then I'm not thinking clearly and I'm sending emails that have typos and things, and
Sure.
then just because I'm like, I need to not necessarily get things done, but I do have a sense of urgency as far as like opportunities and sending things. And I'm like, well, if I don't send this now with this idea that I have, someone else is going to come up with it before me. And someone is sending that email right now, or someone is coming up with this idea right now, and I need to do it before someone beats me to it, which is like a very weird
There's some
mentality.
truth to that. There's
Yeah.
some truth to that. It's the balance, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I have to be like, it will be here in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine.
Because you can't run yourself into the ground and like
Right.
get sick or whatever, and then you can't do anything. It's like
Right, which I also have done.
yeah.
And my mom's in the back like, I told you so. I'm like, Mom, sit down. No, I thought I was going to do it. So yeah, that's been something that I'm trying to work on, because I'll just work right on through and hit all my marks, and that's something that in talking to other Virgos, I'm a proud Virgo.
Shout out Virgo.
I think I like to set goals and then do them. Mm-hmm. Like my national anthem, like I don't care how crazy they are, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and I will do it. And so sometimes I need to be like, I will eventually, I just need to take a step back at this point. So like kind of putting the brakes on it is important. And that's something that I'm working on for this year. So
It seems like a step back or like a stop, but in reality, it's like more of a regroup of being able to take a pause or a step back to go 3 or 4 steps forward versus just like a slower slog through those difficult days where if you would have reset a little bit, maybe you would have had that energy to just hit it hard.
100% felt that. Yes, 100%. Yeah. And then as far as like friends, family and stuff, like more often than not, it will be like meeting an hour before my gig.
Come see me at a show.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, I can either stay late, which I don't like to do because I just sang for 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
And I don't like to do that. So usually it's meeting before, either around where I'm playing or even at the place that I'm playing, and just like chatting with them there. And then with my influencer stuff, I mostly bring my parents with me. I'm like, hey, I need to go here and get content of this cookie shop, whatever. So it's a lot of bonding over
I love that.
like these random experiences that I need to document, which like it's cool getting to do that with my mom and with my dad and including them in it. So
It's incredible because,
Yeah.
We only have so much time with our parents as we just all collectively get older. So being able to cherish that with yours is special.
it's so fun. It's really fun. Yeah.
Kind of on that philosophical angle, thinking about like your core values and principles that have helped you shape you as a woman and mold you to where you are here today. What are some of those core components that you attribute your success to?
God, that's such a heavy.
We're getting deep here,
I know.
Kendall.
We
We're
went
going
from like
in.
talking about like pasta flights to, I think, well, this is very specific to me, but,
That's why we're here.
well, it's not artistic integrity is important to me. So a little bit different than just integrity. Artistic integrity is like me as an artist and what I want to say and my brand and how I want people to perceive me. If what I'm doing doesn't align with that artistic integrity, I usually won't do it. And I can't come up with anything specific off the top of my head. But like, for example, if a cigarette company hit me up, and this has never happened, but just for an example, if they hit me up and were like, hey, can you promote vaping or whatever, I'd be like, that doesn't fit.
With your brand or with your own values.
Yeah. So it's just, it goes, and I feel like that comes from having a very, very clear vision of what you're about and who you are. And like, if you don't have that, it's very hard to move forward. So I think you need to come up with like what your thing is, what you're trying to do, like what it looks like, what it feels like, and then just stick to that. And if you do that, it's so much easier to make decisions, in my opinion. Like, you know clearly then what will work for you and what you need to walk from. And then going off of that, just like self-respect, like just it's not nothing and no one is worth your self-respect. No opportunity, no relationship. You're my inner peace and my self-respect. I have to put at the forefront.
It's the most precious thing one can hold for themselves.
Which I didn't really.
It's one of the harder things to grab onto.
That was advice from me to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's so hard. It's really hard to do, and it's hard for me to give up on things and let go of things, especially if I put a lot of time into it. But sometimes it's like, if it's not working and it's not meant for you, it's like, it's better. It will be better if you just give it up.
Life has a way of moving things out of your life when they shouldn't be there, and you gotta listen to that and follow
I'm like,
those tracks.
no, I cling and I hold on to things, and I'm like, I can make this work. Like, this is gonna work, and then I'm like, slowly realize, like, this is not working. I have to like take a good look at myself and be like, this is not working with me, for me, and it's I will be more successful if I let this thing go. So, but it's so hard for me to make that ultimate decision to walk away from stuff. So
saying no to anything in life is hard. So saying no to emotional components that you're holding on to is probably the hardest.
Yeah, whether that's opportunity or like, art or a project or like whatever, it's that's hard for me. So, yeah.
We are coming to the end of the session. It sounds like you and I could chat for hours here. Unfortunately, the half-hour segment is running tight. But I did want to get an opportunity to give you some shout-outs. Like, how can people follow you? Like, what's the best handles online, listening to apps? Like, what is it?
Instagram is my favorite platform.
Cool.
But I am on Facebook and YouTube Shorts, and on all of the things. So I'm probably on the app that you are on. But Instagram is my platform of choice. And if TikTok is still around by the time whoever's listening to this interview looks up TikTok, and hopefully that is still around. I'm trying to get better at TikTok, so
it's a volatile environment for that platform at the moment.
Yeah.
But before you head out here, any last final words of advice or words of strength or encouragement for the other young leaders listening in?
Words of advice or encouragement. There's so many different things, Lewis. Like, there's so many avenues and routes and things. I personally hate advice in general, which is funny.
You don't have to say anything.
I feel like everyone's personal journey and experience is so different, and it's unique to you. And so, like, while I am that person that's like, I need help with this problem I'm having, and I ask 20 different people what they think I should do, and then I ultimately just do what I was going to do from the beginning. I'm that person, and then my friends and family hate me, and they're like, stop asking us for advice that you don't take. But I do think that something that has served me in the long run is there's like a little meme about it or something on Instagram, and it's like, I know what I bring to the table, so I'm not afraid to eat alone. And sometimes when I'm struggling with stuff, I'm like, know your worth. You bring something special and unique to every situation that you are in. And so if you're not welcomed here, if you're not liked here, if it's not working here in any capacity, just take what you have, which is something really great, and bring it somewhere else. Like, no one's forcing you to sit at this table. So that's kind of something that's kind of driven me recently. So that would be my parting words of wisdom, if you will.
Yeah, no, I love it. That you own the control at the table that
Right.
you're sitting at, and I love that saying. You said it very well.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It is a good one, and thank you very much for sharing that with us.
Do you have one? Do you have a?
I don't think we have time for that. No, I'm just, we all make our own luck, and I think that in that same way that when whatever table you're sitting at and deciding if that's the people you want to be eating around or if you're going to go and eat by yourself, because eventually more people will join you if you are by yourself. So
Love that. Love that.
Just to kind of, fold on to
your
side. Yeah. So that does about do it here for episode 14 of Young Valley Leaders. Big thanks, Kendal, for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
You're awesome, Lewis.
Oh, thanks, Kendal. I appreciate it. So are you, and I'm excited to see when is your next thing that anyone can go see besides tonight at Saucon Valley or Southern Lehigh.
So I post all of my gigs on this free platform app thing that you do not need to sign up for. It's called Bands in Town.
Bands in Town.
Yeah, and you just search my name, and my full schedule comes up on there.
Full schedule.
Yeah.
So we're definitely going to see you around, whether it's locally, nationally. Good luck getting to those 30 MLB games, right?
Thank you.
And 52 national anthems here throughout the year. We'll definitely be checking in as the year goes on to see if you hit those. As always, you can find the show airing live monthly on WDIY 88.1 FM on the second Monday of the month at 6:30 p.m. and forever streaming on WDIY.org along with Spotify, Apple Podcasts, NPR, and WDIY's YouTube and social media channels. A big shout out to a few people that make this program possible. Lauren Matthews with the logo, bringing the Young Valley Leaders brand come to life. Matt, love you, buddy. Thank you for continuing to be here with us and working behind the camera here, making the video component. And James, Seamus, and all the good folks at WDIY allowing us the time, energy, and space to bring the show to life. It's truly been a pleasure. I'm here with Kendal Conrad. I'm Lewis Holzman, Young Valley Leaders, signing out till next month.